What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? Here we are on this, the 9th day of June at 8 hours, 11 minutes left in the day at about 25 cents. We've had a high today at 25.5 cents, essentially. Still a lower high. Moving up at a rather dramatic pace, but without volume. We've done this before, right? Here we moved up with very similar levels of volume, and it was even a similar move, 14% on the day, and we rolled over, right? We didn't go lower, but we did roll over. Here we moved up with very similar levels of volume. We had a 13% day, very similar to the amount that we grew today, actually, and we rolled over, and we did see a lower low there. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. My expectation has been for quite a while that we will see prices somewhere around 19.5 cents or a little bit below that. So the idea that we might roll over here and see a slightly lower low, I can get on board with that. That makes sense, right? We are we're at a relatively critical area where we could break out of this zone. And if we do, I think that lower targets are off the table. This could be the low. We're very close to proving that, but we haven't proved it yet. And this is where, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not conviction, it is confirmation. Confirmation is important, okay? It's very, very important. It's fun to get excited. It's fun to do all that stuff, right? But if anything, really just looking at this thing for what it is, you might be at a better area to sell than you are to buy. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Most moves like this are meant to trigger emotional actions within us and make us buy the top of a relative move, and then it goes down, and then you make the same emotional people who buy here will be the same ones that sell to the people who've been waiting patiently to buy the absolute low. And maybe we get there, maybe we don't, right? This is why, also being here at 25 cents, this is why over the past week I've been saying we're at a good area to buy. Somebody asked me, if you expect it to go lower, why are you saying it's at a good area to buy? Because the amount, and I answered in the comments, they already know. I forget who it is, but shout out to whoever it is. You know who you are. Nothing but love. Oh, that's cool. We got some orders executing. That's cool. I'm in the Leap trading competition. Let's see what place I'm in right now. 66. Oh, I went down a little bit. I was at 63. I'm at 66 now. But the profits that I took were like very, very small. I think that was just a new position there. But anyways, kind of cool if I can brag about it for a second. I mean, there's 66th place out of 43,000 participants. I don't know. I feel pretty cool about it. And then you see all the comments below that say that I don't know how to trade or I don't know technical analysis. You know what? On that note too, if you go through and you look at the top 10 people, click on them, they all advocate for AI. All these guys are using AI to trade. I'm just doing it free form, bro. I'm free balling it, and I'm at number 66. I'm pretty damn proud of myself actually on that. I've never done this competition before. I didn't know if I would flop or if I'd do well. I thought that I would do better than like the average person. I didn't know I'd be in the top 1%, but it's pretty cool. And I'm in the top 1% now. We still have a lot of time left. I'm not expecting anything too crazy, but we still got 20 days left. You never know. But I could fall off the rankings or gain higher. But anyways, let's get back to this. Enough about me. Let's talk about you. I'm sorry. Where were we? Oh yeah, it's very possible that this is the low, and the reason why I was advocating for people to buy is because you never know when the low is going to be, right? I am expecting that we go lower, but in case I'm wrong, it's good to be involved, or at the very least not sell and not panic sell. And if you've been looking to buy, there's nothing wrong with buying at 20 cents or 22 cents instead of waiting for 19.7 cents. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait for that. And hopefully today is a good example as to why sometimes it is good to buy ahead of the low. But if we're looking here where we are now at this resistance point, it's prior resistance right here, prior support right there for like a day, resistance, support all the way back. Do we have anything else? Nope. It would make a lot of sense to find resistance right here and maybe turn around. We're going to look at the short-term stuff, and then we're going to go into the higher term time frames in a second. Low to high here, 382 at about 25.5 cents. I mean, that's not good. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Whenever you see, typically with the 382, you would see a move above the 382 and then you close below it. If you wick right at it like this and you reject it, the day is still young. We have 8 hours left. A lot can happen. We can absolutely throttle this thing. And if we do, that'd be great. But if you close the day like this or lower, you do set yourself up for a 382 rejection, which would likely take you to a slightly lower low. And if you see a slightly lower low, no big deal, whatever. Where we're going to go probably is 19.5 cents. At the lowest, I don't see you going below 18 cents. Even if you go all the way down to 16 cents, who cares? It's a better opportunity to buy. This thing is phenomenal. It's going to do really well. Let's get into the shorter term stuff before we continue though, okay? Looking at the daily time frame too, if we close here or higher, we will have higher highs in the RSI while maintaining lower highs in the price. I shouldn't say or higher. If we could close today above 25 point 24 cents, if we could close above the high that we have right now, I will be bullish. I will flip bullish right then and there, and of course, right then and there, I'll flip bullish, and then we'll move down. We'll find a higher low, and then we'll still be bullish overall. But I digress. Let's get into the short term stuff. Okay, 1 hour time frame here. Very overbought. Wow, nice. A lot of volume. A lot of volume to start off the stock day, like the morning day, right? And maybe that's because of the Trump China talks, the Trump Xi talks. It's America China talks. So I don't know if it's Trump and Xi actually talking, but they're the commanders. You know what I mean? So here we are, very deep in the overbought zone. Moved up with some volume initially, but this last bit has been without volume. It's probably going to topple down. This in itself is not indicative that you will go lower than these lows here at 20 cents. It's not indicative of that, but it's at least indicative that we're not going to continue right now. And likely over the hours, probably by the time you guys watch this, we'll probably be back down below 24 cents, if not even lower, right? 1 hour time frames. Whenever you get this deep into the overbought zone, let me just explain something real quick. Let's look at this, right? Here, when it's like in and out like this, you don't really look for bearish divergence. Here, you don't look for bearish divergence. That, no bearish divergence. This, when you get deep into it, normally you do look for bearish divergence. Okay, we didn't get any here. I guess we did, actually. Technically, we did. We had the lower high right there. And you double topped, and then you went down, right? We're on the 1 hour time frame. It can take its time. So I'm just saying, don't get discouraged if we move down. It doesn't mean we're moving to new lows. Don't get excited if we move back up. That doesn't mean that we're moving to new highs. We could just double top, form some bearish divergence, and then we exact our momentum to the downside. And this is the 1 hour time frame. This can all happen, by the end of tomorrow. We could just move up and move down, move up, move down again, and it's still tomorrow. It's not even the next day. So we could be volatile, and cookie is volatile. It's a very tradable thing. 4 hour time frame. We're in the overbought zone here. 4 minutes and 54 seconds left. Nice. It's kind of a sad looking way to close this 4 hour candle. I wonder what are we going to do? Probably going to move down. Yeah. You're probably going to move down a little bit more, but you're probably going to close it green, which is nice. I would expect that you probably get out of the overbought zone. This will be a rejection of the overbought zone, and with that, I would expect at least the 60, if not the 50, to find support. Maybe the 50, higher lows right there, right? That looks kind of good. If we were to go to the 50 on the 4 hour, that in itself, I wouldn't think takes us down to lower lows. I think it takes us back down to like 21 to 22 cents. It is very possible that we found the low on cookie, you guys, and this is why you don't want to mess around with this thing. When you're dealing with something that has multi-100x potential like this thing, even now at 24.8 cents, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, even now it's at a good price. I wouldn't buy here. You're FOMOing if you're buying here, but if I had no cookie at all, I would be frantic. I would feel the FOMO. I'd be like, dude, I don't even care. I'm just going to buy here. Go lower. Do it. I've learned my lesson. I should have got in anyways because it's at a good price. If I didn't own any cookie at all, that would be my perspective there. But I have to admit, looking at this here, I think we do have a bearish setup, you guys. Because typically, whenever you see this kind of stuff, this little like middle focal point here, and then you come down and you typically would break through it. You break through that and have a breakout move, right? If you don't do that, if you're setting up for a W shape, but you don't complete it, you don't exact it, and you reject, that's actually bearish. And I would very much, if we were to turn around from here and go, let's say go below like this low, if we were to go below 21.5 cents, I would think that we do go lower. I think that 19.5 to 18 cents is a very viable option. It still is. And then again, the most compelling evidence that we have that we're going to go lower, in my opinion, the most compelling evidence, and this is it's in my opinion because fibs are like my bread and butter to the analysis that I do, from a low to a high. The 382 has not been interacted with yet. And I mean, this would be, if we continue up from here, this actually is a very bullish setup, finding support just above the 382. But if we just reject the 236, we might be inevitably going not just to the 382, but maybe to the 0.5. I wasn't kidding whenever I said we could go down to 16 cents, guys. We really could. Still hold a higher low, find support at the 0.5. A lot of cryptos like the 0.5 these days. It's very possible. But also with a very bullish endeavor like this, you would assume that you do find support at the 382, direct support at it. So 19.5 to 16 cents. I'm thinking 19.5 to 18 cents is probably a better guess. Something below 20 cents is yet to come. I'm not convinced that we're moving up yet, but close above 25.4 cents today, I'll be convinced. If you close above 25.4 cents, you're closing above the 236, you're closing above this daily high, you're getting rid of your hidden bearish divergence, you're breaking out of this range, there's too much bullish compelling evidence, you're getting above these prior areas of resistance, too much stuff going on for me to not be bullish at that point. We just have to call a spade at that point. This was front running, and this is why I personally, my style, whenever I trade, whenever I buy, if I expect the price to go here, I do buy right here. I buy just above because you never know. You never know. And you're going to miss the exact low oftentimes, but in the moments like this where it takes off without you, which is those exceptionally bullish moments, that's why I do this, right? You only see this kind of stuff during exceptionally bullish moments or fake outs, but we'll see. Anyways, I don't think that I have anything else that I want to say. I'm rambling at this point. So I very much do believe that Cookie DAO is going to do well. Somebody else also asked me if I think that if I think that Cookie DAO has multi-100x potential, but I don't think Onyx Coin does, why am I not fully, why is Cookie not my biggest bag? If I think Cookie's going to outperform Onyx Coin between now and the end of the cycle, why is Cookie not my biggest bag? And that's a great question. Those are good questions you guys are asking. The reason why, and I've explained this before even in my analysis, but I don't care. I'll explain it again. It's not a big deal. It's a good question. Good questions deserve answers, man. All questions really deserve answers. From the current price, and even from these lows, let's pretend that we were at the lows here, at the very lowest price possible. The minimum target from there is a 8x, right? Is that right? Yes. The minimum target there is an 8x, okay? If we look at Onyx Coin, the minimum target that I have, and it's not based off the 1272. Okay, it's not for Onyx Coin. It's different. And we know this only through our analysis, right? If we were just basing it off the fibs, the minimum target there at the 1272 would be a 5x, but that's not how it is. I think Onyx Coin's minimum target is a 10x. I think that Onyx Coin will really see, I really believe personally that 26 cents or 20 cents is a better minimum target, but 17x to 20x is what I expect. I'm very, very convinced that we will see a 17 to a 20x for Onyx Coin, okay? That's my expectation. All right. Cookie at least will see an 8x. At most, it'll see a 19x from that price, right? Let alone from the current price. It's less now. Now it's a 16x, you know what I mean? But back there, it's a 19x. So at most, and I don't expect Cookie to get to $3.84. I actually expect it to stop around 250, 270, something like that, just above this 1414 here, which is great. That's still phenomenal growth, and that's why I'm not selling it in my Cookie. That's still a 12x. That's over a 10x. That's phenomenal. It's going to do great. And overall, from the low to the high, that will outperform Onyx Coin. That's why we were talking about it so much here and here. But now, because it's moved up so much already, Onyx Coin's been chilling. You've got one coin that's consolidated for over a month, almost 2 months now. You've got another coin that hasn't consolidated as long, and the targets are not as high as the expectations are for this one. So I'm heavily allocated in Onyx Coin right now, but I am going to sell some. Whenever we get up to about 26 to 32 cents, I'm going to have a 100x with this thing. We're going to take profits. Absolutely we are, just out of principle alone. Once we get to 26 cents or higher, we're at 100x with this thing. We're going to take profits on principle alone, okay? And then at that point, I will probably roll those profits into Cookie once Cookie retraces from its high, because I do believe Cookie will outperform Onyx throughout the rest of the cycle. But throughout the next month or the next 6 weeks, I'm skeptical of that, right? I have a hard time. The only way that I could see Cookie outperforming Onyx Coin is if it goes all the way up to like 388 and Onyx Coin only goes to 26 cents. But at that point, I don't really care. Like I've got long-term capital gains in Onyx Coin. I don't for Cookie. You know, I've only recently bought Cookie. Onyx Coin I've been holding for over a year at this point. Either that or Cookie would have to see a 40x from the low, which would be an overall 100x from that low. I don't see that happening either. It will happen. It will happen in time. We will. I mean, you're going to be above $20 by the end of the cycle. I very much believe that. But by the end of this move, I don't think so. So I hope that answers the question better. For anybody else who might be wondering the same, like genuinely good question, I've got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, and to summarize that last part right there, essentially, I'm holding Onyx Coin now. I'm planning on rotating funds into Cookie. I really do like Cookie. I will still hold Onyx Coin. Onyx Coin, even after I rotate funds, will still likely be my biggest bag, but I will rotate the funds in such a way that if Cookie performs the way I think it will, Cookie will have no problem becoming my biggest bag. But I'm not going to substitute my biggest bag, Onyx Coin, that's been a true winner this whole cycle for me. I'm not going to substitute that for a coin that I've only been affiliated with since like February of this year. You know what I mean? I'm going to wait and let it prove itself. Everybody's different, right? Everybody does their thing different. Sometimes whenever they think that they find something to supplant their winner, that they just go all in on that coin. Me, I put a little bit of money in there, or less money relative to the winner that I have. I put less money in there because if you have a coin that can outperform your winner, that little bit of money will turn into a lot of money anyways. And if it doesn't, at least you're still fully exposed into your into your winning bags, your big bags. I think they're both winners, man. Onyx, Coin, Cookie, I think they're both winners. But short term, over the next 6 weeks, I think XCN outperforms Cookie. Long term, over the next like 4 to 6 months, Cookie's going to outperform XCN. I have no doubt in that. So that's why I'm holding Onyx Coin as my largest bag now, and that's why I'm getting set up for Cookie after this next move up. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Bye bye.